Okay, Ian, over to you.
Thank you. My name is Ian Sebastian. I'm from Western Sydney University. I'm the Southeast Asia Regional Director that also overlooks the Indonesia campus. So the Indonesia campus is located in Surabaya. I'll go through the information about that first, but I'm just going to quickly play you a video and then I'll go through my presentation.
I want to study somewhere I can taste new culture and meet people from around the world. I want to study in an international hub where I can travel to new places.
I want to study overseas in a beautiful city with a modern campus.
It's time to open your world as Western Sydney University, Indonesia.
I want cutting-edge facilities and a high-tech campus. I want a world-class Australian degree.
I want to graduate job ready.
Our new Surabaya campus and future-focused programs are your gateway to a world of unlimited opportunity.
I want an international edge, living in an international community.
I want the option to transfer to other Australian campuses.
See
you in Surabaya.
Open your world to unlimited opportunities.
So the university has opened a campus in a place called Surabaya. It's actually, you can see the highlighted. It's right in the middle of Java, about half an hour to Bali. So it's actually in close proximity to the island of Bali. It's the second largest city in Indonesia. There's actually, interestingly, there's strong connectivity from getting to many parts of Asia to Surabaya. Obviously, there's direct flights from Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, Penang, Bangkok, Hong Kong, Taipei, and Guangzhou. So it really is a city that actually you can go in directly. Connectivity is pretty good. It's also a strategic location. One of the reasons why the university has opened a campus there is because mainly it is like with Western Sydney, it's the fastest growing economic region. In Surabaya, it is also similarities to that. Economic growth for the eastern part of Indonesia. It's very modern. It's a modern city, modern road, rail connectivity, and it's also an economic hub, which is very similar. Again, very kind of resonates very similar to Parramatta in Western Sydney University. So it's in the second largest city. Industrial city serves as critical economic and trade center, mainly for the eastern part of Java, the eastern part of Indonesia. Very strong in certain industries, particularly around shipping, manufacturing, trading, commerce. It's the sixth largest economy in Asia, and one of the busiest trading ports in Asia. It's also an innovation hub, which is very similar to what we strive for. Western Sydney University is one of the top universities in terms of sustainable development goals. Innovation is part of our game. We are strong in creativity and technology, and a lot of our programs that are offered in this campus is around technology and innovation. So the Surabaya is actually an innovation hub. It's also got the supporting innovation around entrepreneurship, around technology, and around smart manufacturing, which is kind of areas that we are really focusing on with our course studies. It's also, as mentioned, Sustainable Development Goals. We are very strong with 4 years in a row that we have reached number one in the world for Sustainable Development Goals, and that also kind of resonates around Surabaya. Surabaya is a green city. It has a lot of sustainable initiatives. It's very culturally diverse, like us in Sydney. It's a very diverse community, and it's also got really culturally touristy city that is in close proximity and a gateway to a lot of iconic attractions. Now, is Surabaya safe? It is safe. It's very low in terms of overall risk. Um, and it's also why we feel it's a city for our students. It is also very much got quite a number of universities that are located in Surabaya, so it's also a very much a student city that actually is reasonably, safe, low with low moderate crime rates. Now, why Western Sydney? Why we opened campus? We had 27 students. We opened last year in September. We have 27 students that was from our first cohort. Um, it is growing slowly but surely. It is growing. The focus and point of difference are quite a number of them that I'm going to go through in a minute. Uh, but essentially, it's cost effective. It's an affordable option. So students who are looking at coming to Australia, this is a transition. It's a gateway. When you're talking about gateway, this is a gateway. It's a transition to Australia. You can come and do part of your studies and part of your studies in Australia. So it's cost effective. It's affordable to study in Indonesia, both as our tuition fees and also our living cost. It's only 3 years. If you study in Indonesia, it's a 4-year degree. It's only a 3-year degree. Essentially, there's global opportunities to study, particularly around Asia. If you come to Australia, if you do transition, you can also study in Australia. So I'll talk a bit about the transfers in a minute. It's very generous. So we're giving at this stage, because it's just newly opened, we're giving up to 50% scholarships for every student that applies. So the 50% scholarship is towards your tuition fee for the year, and even our tuition fee is actually quite affordable. The flexibility is the main thing. That's where international students are looking at. We've got at the moment 8 international students that have paid for this coming September. We're hoping to reach 50 students for our second intake, and 1 in 5 of them are going to be from international. We actually just received our first acceptances from Myanmar, and we're looking at one more. So we're hoping we get 2 Myanmar students for our current cohort, our upcoming cohort. The great thing about this program is the flexibility. It's very important that your pathway to Australia starts here. So essentially, it's a semester mobility transfer program. You get the flexibility study option. You can start your academic journey through a semester mobility. So if you want to come to Australia, there are 2 ways of doing it. Number one is through a 1+2 or a 2+1, which I'll go through in a minute. The second part is a mobility program. So mobility is where you pay your current fees in Indonesia and you come to Australia without paying an Australian fee. So that's the lowest cost in terms of still having the international experience in Australia, because it is an Australian degree. It is what you get out of the degree. It's a 3-year Australian degree, not an Australian Indonesia degree. It's exactly similar to what you get in Australia in terms of its programs. All students who study in Indonesia are eligible. So every student that comes in, including international students, are eligible. You get an exemption if you come to Australia for 6 months. You apply for as a student visa. You get also an accommodation scholarship, which is up to $170 a week. The other options that you get, which is great, is because you're a student, you also have access to our Go Global grant, which gives you financial support up to $1,750 to our current students for living costs in Sydney. So this is another option that is actually quite attractive. And this is one part of the flexibility. The other part of the flexibility is the 1+2, which gives you access to the post-working visa. Or if you can't afford the 2 years, you can do the 1 year in Australia, or you can finish all 3 years delivered in Indonesia and come and do your master's. They also do automated package. The only part that we can't guarantee is one thing: visa. So if you apply for your visa in Australia, that's something that's out of our control. We do mention that it is important that you meet all the GS, GTE compliance requirements, particularly from level 3 countries that will require more stringent requirements. Now, in terms of what we can give is a 1+2 automatic, and a lot of students who want that certainty that they can come to Australia, we could do this. But the only part is you got to still fulfill all the GT requirements to apply for your visa. That we can't guarantee, but we can give you an offer that states that if you meet all the conditions, you can go to Australia and finish the 2 years in Australia. Um, the living cost is the affordable part. You can't work in Indonesia. Unfortunately, you can only work in Australia. But the counter to that is the living cost. So if you come to Australia, you got to pay up to $2,800 a month. If you come to Surabaya, you only pay $800 a month. So that kind of saves the cost. You can work on completion of your degree. So, for example, if you finish your 3 years, you can apply for work visa in Indonesia, but you can't work while you're a student. We have a lot of options for and guidance for accommodation. And these are some of the options that we help you in terms of we've got an accommodation guide that gives you all the kind of options you could look at to live in Indonesia and live in Surabaya. This is a typical middle tier accommodation option that we give. It's around $500 to $600 a month. So this is a self-contained 2 bedroom, really comfortable with kitchen, with a swimming pool. This is a middle tier accommodation option you have. So it's really affordable. And if you go up to the $800, $900 a month, you get luxury. If you go right down to a 300 to 400, you get a decent accommodation option that is just below average. So we give you 3 tiers of accommodation options. We are located in right smack bang in the city. You can see our logo in that building. That one, we take 2 floors of that tower next to one of the largest shopping centers in Surabaya, and Indonesia. So proximity is smack bang in the middle of the city. We have 360 degrees of the views of our campus. It's a beautiful campus, new, modern, innovative, very similar to our campus in Parramatta. We mirror what we have in Parramatta to our city campus in Parramatta to our Surabaya campus. We take 2 floors. Each floor can take up to 1,000 students. So the space is large. It's very innovative, as you can see with the
We're
classrooms.
open. Western Sydney University, Indonesia, has already welcomed its first cohort of students to our inspiring new campus in the heart of Surabaya, Indonesia. Students from across the region are now earning Australian accredited degrees in our state-of-the-art facilities. The campus offers a truly international education experience. It's our latest commitment to making a difference for students, partners, communities and business through world-class research and education. Our Surabaya campus spans 2 levels of Pakuan Tower. The world-class facilities offer a future-focused, technology-infused education environment. Every one of our undergraduate and postgraduate programs is designed to prepare students for the industries of the future, with a strong focus on ICT, business, computer, data science and data engineering. We're serious about preparing students to graduate job-ready with real-world experience. Our embedded industry learning program will include opportunities for internships and other forms of industry engagement. Our on-campus support for business also extends to budding entrepreneurs. Launchpad is our business incubator for students, startups, and high-impact entrepreneurs. Western Sydney University is also the best place to make our world a better place. We've been named the world's #1 university for addressing United Nations Sustainable Development Goals for the last 3 years in a row. The Surabaya campus demonstrates Western Sydney University's commitment to the next generation of leaders, championing Indonesia's economic transformation and priorities. It's a place for those students to learn, grow and build lifelong connections, right here in Surabaya.
So location-wise, as mentioned, it's in the city of Surabaya. The transportation is actually quite reasonable. Most of our students actually live between 10 to 50 minutes from the campus. So there's options that we give. So the further down from the campus, further down from the city, the lower the cost of living is. But we do give you a lot of options. Transportation is actually quite accessible. It's easy to get around. And the courses that we offer are generally specifically around business. And within business, we have specializations in applied finance, business analytics. We also do have a Bachelor of Computer Science and a Bachelor of Computer Science specializing in cybersecurity. We've also got the Bachelor of Data Science and a Bachelor of Information Communication Technology. So there are 3 postgraduate programs. At the moment, we are offering MBA in this coming semester, and we also have MICT in February next year. Do note we still have places for September intake. So we are still getting acceptances. We are still getting applications. The university actually has a really quick turnaround of applications to offers. We can do it within a day, and we can also assist you with the visas. So the university actually does the visas for you. You don't need to do it. We do all the work. We literally do majority of the work. You just have to bring the students to us, and we be able to assist and support that. If you have any students interested in these programs, there is still time. You can still come to us, and we can still assist and process. We're still getting applications coming in from international. It is reasonably quick in terms of our turnaround, and it's also reasonably quick in terms of visa. That's why we are accepting applications right up to the second week of August. So that's something to note. We want more students for our September intake, and we are looking at, obviously, assisting that. We only have one intake a year, and that's why we're also pushing it. We only have the first intake will start on the 20, orientation will start on the 20th of August, but then officially 25th of August, and we do take late enrollments up to probably about a week to 2 weeks. Admissions, essentially, we do recognize direct entry. So we have students, and we're also taking students with a diploma entry level. So if you got students in a diploma entry level, we can also accept them. So direct entry and diploma level entry is what we're taking at the moment. And we have also reduced our IELTS, a standard IELTS from 6.5 to 6. So we can accept students with a 6.0 with nothing less than 5.5 and a PT score of 50 with nothing less than 42. Okay? Our price point is between 19,000 to 23,000. 19,000 for business programs, 21,000 for ICT programs, and our postgraduates are around 23,000. We do give very generous scholarships for this intake, and this is only for Indonesia. Only for Indonesia, not for Sydney. So the students transfers to Sydney, they have to pay our Sydney fees, which is in Australian dollars. This is in IDR. So our fees are in IDR, which means approximately 19,000 a year that you're looking at for a business, and 21 for an ICT program. 20% is automatic, 30% is based on multi-year, but we're giving students a 50% scholarship. So 50% scholarship is essentially also competitive. If you meet entry, you need to provide us with a statement of purpose on why you want a scholarship, and we can look at that as an option to provide you or give you the 50% scholarship. So students can apply. It's competitive, but it's also easy accessibility to get the 50. And we're doing it particularly for the September intake. We're not guaranteeing next year, but this year, yes, we can, because we still have a lot of places left. You can apply to StudyLink, Timothy, that comes through your portal. Essentially, it's very easy to get a visa as long as you follow the right, provide us with the right documentation. We submit the visas on behalf of the student, not the agents. So the university takes full control over that, and that's something that is one of the requirements that is required by the Indonesian government, that the university takes control over all visas so that they provide the genuine documentation that is needed. It's very simple. These are the documentation. It's very, very straightforward. You provide us with those documentations with a minimum of 2,000 USD on your bank account. That's it. That's it. If you get a refusal, you can apply. No problems. No problems. So there are two students that actually are coming for this coming intake. Both of them had refusals, and they wanted to continue studying and get an Australian degree. Hence, that's why it's only a 2,000 USD that is needed. The rest are very, very straightforward application documentation needed. The visa fees is 850, not 600. And that is all is needed to submit your application for a visa. We do have student ambassadors that can help, and the student ambassadors do help you with with information around living, information about how they're studying. So if you could do the QR, you can actually get that information about studying through our student ambassador. We have a platform specifically to answer inquiries, and they can help you through any of your inquiries if you need more certainties around certain parts of living in Indonesia, particularly if you've never been to Indonesia before and you wanna learn more about being a student in Indonesia and what their options are. We have 3 international students currently studying with us from last year's intake. We are looking at a little bit over 10 international students for our coming intake, coming from all across South Asia to Myanmar to Vietnam. We've actually got a Vietnam student this year. Vidya on your left, Samrudi on your right. Samrudi is from India. Platforms to look at. We encourage you to be in one of our platforms, either Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. The QR codes are there. You can get the most updated information from through our social media. And that's it.
Well, thank you very much, Yuan. Um,
I'm happy to take questions. If you want to open it up, I'm happy. If not, happy to, if you can send everyone my WhatsApp or my email, Timothy, I'm happy to take answer inquiries through email or through WhatsApp. If you have a student, it's best for me to talk to the student directly. It's because of the information that is required is I wouldn't say extensive, but it's just easier if I can counsel a student because it's not easy to be able to provide information on Indonesia because it's really new to a lot of students. Everyone kind of knows Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, kind of countries around that, but not many know Indonesia, particularly in Surabaya. So it is affordable. We've got an amazing campus. We've got really strong student support. We are very student centered. Even with our Surabaya campus, we are also very affordable. And the living in Surabaya is actually really, really great. It's easy to live. People do speak the language. You can get around. You can get around Indonesia, Surabaya, and also it's next to locality wise. It's actually one of the top locations because it's right central. So I'm happy to take questions now, or if not, I'm happy to take answer inquiries through email or WhatsApp. And Timothy, you can share.
We cannot hear you. Hello, Ian.
I can, yeah, yes. How, you got a question?
Timothy, we cannot hear you.
yeah, sorry. So if there's any more questions, I think we can definitely have to arrange a session for your students with Ian. So I think if they want to know more about Surabaya campus, then you can also request the session to have with Ian, right, Ian?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, great. Okay. Yep. Sure. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ian. I think this is definitely a insightful session. And if there's any more questions, feel free to reach out to Yes Education. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you again.
Thank you.
So much. Have a great day ahead. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Bye.